Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode of Corey's Car Review. I'm here with Ryan today. Thanks for meeting us today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I can't tell you how excited I am to talk about this car. This has been, one of these have been a dream car of mine since I was 5. I watched Spin Out with Elvis, and he drove the white one.
Yeah.
And then I watched Gumball Rally with my dad, and there was a blue one. And ever since that weekend, I was hooked. Just the sound, the looks, the power. It's just, I don't know. I love them. I've only sat in one, and it took me 10 minutes to get in and 10 minutes to get out. But once I was in, I was fine.
Definitely tight.
So this has a pretty cool story with it.
Yeah, so my dad built this car. It was his hobby car, and probably took him a little bit over 10 years, from about 1982 to 92, when I was in high school and starting college. He would just work on it over the weekends, and gradually, I mean, from the frame down, he built the entire car. So we have pictures of it.
Wow, that's cool to have all that documentation.
Yeah, it's really neat. But
that's neat. So the main question I want to ask you is the motors, because a lot of guys will build these, and they'll put a 289 in it, or they'll put a 302, something small, and or a twin turbo EcoBoost or something like that. I'm like, you've got to go with a big block on something like this.
So, my dad was a purist, so everything he did to try to make it look as close to the original as he could. This is a West Coast Cobra kit, but it says 427 Cobra here, but it's actually a 429 Chevy big block that he took out of an old Mercury and rebuilt. That's
awesome. Man, I love the pipes on these, and one thing that's tricky getting in and out is make sure you don't burn your ankles on it.
Yes, all of my friends who don't know this car have all burned their ankles.
And you probably only do it once.
You will definitely only do that once. It gets hot quick.
You want to check out the front of this, man? I love the front of these, and some of them have the bar, part of that bar that goes around the front, and I like it all open like that.
So the front, a lot of the Cobras too have the head bar
right
here, and he actually has that part, and was originally going to put it in because most of the originals had that, but after he painted it, he was afraid that he was going to mess up the paint job if he drilled the holes to put that in, so he never put it in.
Oh, okay. Man, I bet this thing is a blast to drive.
It's a lot of fun, yes. It'll beat you up a little bit. It's very tight suspension, but and the wind whipping around you, but it is still a lot of fun. And it's a big head turner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. As many. You've got the several, which I don't know how many there are, but you've got several kit car companies.
Sure.
And it doesn't matter. I mean, the kit cars look so authentic. That, I mean, it's nice that you can have something like this, and you don't have to spend $1 or $2 million to get an original one.
Exactly. Yeah. If you could even find one for sale.
Yeah. Well, can we check the motor out?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I cannot imagine when they would race these, how that would feel maneuvering this thing around the track. No power steering.
Yeah.
It's like probably no power brakes. I don't know if they had power brakes or not when they're racing, but just as heavy as that motor is, which that's mainly the weight of the whole
Pretty
car.
much all the weight, yeah.
And I just can't imagine the strength that would have took to maneuver these things.
Yeah, it throws you in the back of the seat and will keep you there, and you feel every little bump and pitch on the road.
Gosh, these are so cool. Like I said, this has been my dream car, and I don't even know if I've ever seen one in person. It's always been either driving by it or in a magazine or a movie, but getting to see one in person, that's cool, and the fact that it's got, you know, the right engine in it, and not a just a big block in general, not a small block, because you can't, you know, you don't want to go putting even a 351 in this thing or something like that. That's,
I get asked a lot on the road, you know, is it really a 427? And then their eyes light up and I tell them, no, it's actually a 429. And they're like, okay, this guy, somebody did it right.
Even better, yeah. Man, this is one of those cars that you just, especially for me being a dream car of mine, you just keep looking at it and looking at it. And,
it never gets old, does it?
So how long? So I guess I'm trying to say, did you help him quite a bit when he was working on it?
You know, I did not. I never had that you know, car bug, the mechanics bug. I mean, I love cars and I love to drive cars, but I was never a guy that wanted to tinker on the car.
Right.
So I mean, I would be out there and I would be with him for a little bit, but I would lose interest in about, you know, 15 minutes, and he would be out there the rest of the day. But you know, I love talking about it. I love, you know, driving it, and people ask me about it because it just brings him back to life, and so it's
especially when there's a cool story like that.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely had some good taste, because he definitely picked one.
He did this one right, yeah. And he was always a car guy. Like I told you before, he had an original 57 Vet that he put a new engine in and used to drag it around Dallas. So he was a car guy through and through.
That's cool. And this was even, because I don't think these got really that popular with the kit cars probably within the last 15 years, maybe?
Yeah.
20 years? I really don't know. And it may just because since I've noticed, but it seems like over the last 15 years, you know, even 20 years, they just, I mean, they're really popular with the, you know,
definitely
with the kit cars.
There's been a resurgence. There's no question. The movie Ford versus Ferrari has helped out tremendously. Young people recognize what it is now. You know, because I've been stopped a number of times. Somebody's, you know, they don't even know what it is. They're like, what is that? That's a really cool looking car, you know.
Yeah.
But Ford versus Ferrari has helped change that. People recognize it, you know, now that they didn't know it before.
Well, it's one of those cars that there's nothing out there like it. It's not like you're going to drive through the middle of Dallas, the middle of Houston, Kansas City, anywhere, and probably see another one the same day you're.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
Very unique.
And normally we'll go around and talk about it, and we'll shut the door and we'll say, you know, wait a little bit, let's check on the inside, but the inside's all right there.
It's always there. That's right.
I love the way these, you know, the way the gauges and everything are set up. Now, one thing I was noticing was the speedometer. It's got a regular speedometer, whereas the factory, or, you know, an original, some of the kit cars, the speedometer is backwards.
Yeah.
And I found out after doing some research that, you know, this started, which I knew it started as a British car, and then Carroll Shelby brought it to America and pretty much planted all the horsepower in it, because it was just insanely quick. But it was too much money to reverse the speedometer.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
And so that's why a lot of them kept the backward speedometer, because they were cheaper.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth spending the money to move it. Just a neat little
detail. That's cool.
Yeah, just a neat little detail. Yeah. So that's the first thing I look at. If I am seeing one on a movie, I'll pause it and try to zoom in and see.
That's cool.
Well, I appreciate you letting us see it. What do you say you get in and fire it up and take it for a ride?
Sounds good. All right. Perfect.
I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed it. My dream car, it was a pleasure getting to ride with you. I appreciate you taking the time out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for me and share this video with all your friends, and I can't wait to show you the next one.